Hello everyone, tonight I'm going to do my best to talk about a book that I do not understand. That book is Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I'm sorry. I really should look these things up. Anyways, I read it first in high school and I didn't really understand it then. And then I tried to reread it a while ago and only got partway through. And I thought I had a pretty good grasp on the plot, based on what I remembered, but then I was flipping through the book before making this video and I realized that I didn't. So, even though I don't remember what happened in the book correctly, and even though I don't understand the book that much, I did enjoy it, and I'm glad I read it. So, the narrator of the book, in the beginning, he talks about how he's writing a book about the day the world died, and by that he means the first time the atomic bomb was dropped. And in the book, he's interviewing Frank? No, not Frank. Dr. something Honecker. And he, in this book, which is fiction, in this book he was one of the inventors of the atomic bomb. Apparently he was very distractible and it was hard to get him to actually work on anything. So the narrator talks to his children, the two children that he can find, and eventually he also talks to some of the people that Dr. Honecker used to work with, because Dr. Honecker is dead. And in talking to those scientists, he comes across the story about a general who wanted Dr. Honecker to get rid of mud, to find a way for the U.S. Marines and the U.S. Army to not have to deal with mud anymore. And he wanted it to be something small and something carryable, which everyone said, no, this doesn't exist. It's not possible. I think the theory that Dr. Honecker gave was that it is possible, but it would turn literally every water molecule that it touched into that new type of ice, which is what ends up happening at the end of the book. Which, now that I think about it, you could say that maybe war is what destroyed the world, because it was the desire to do war better that turned everything to ice. But yeah, he goes through and he talks to a lot of people, and he talks about his religion a lot, which is a made-up religion. What's the name of it? It is Bacanism? Something like that. Bacanism. Yeah, Bacanism. It's a religion founded on lies, and the founder of the religion is very straightforward about that, which is part of what makes the book interesting. There are a lot of neat quotes and neat poems about Bacanism. Anyways, the chain of events in the book eventually end up with most everyone in the world dying. And I don't know why, but I have this picture in my brain of a sea of ice with tornadoes under a cloud. I don't know if that actually happens in the book, because I tried to find that scene to confirm whether or not it happens. But I couldn't find that scene, so maybe it actually happened, maybe it didn't, maybe my brain just made it up. But it turns out that Dr. Honecker found a way to do this, but he kept it a secret. Probably because he forgot, because he's the type of person that would forget. But then his children come across it, and someone ends up using it to commit suicide, I believe. And one thing leads to another, and the Ice Nine, that's what it's called. That's what this new molecule of water is called. Ends up spreading through all of the world's water. So the thing about Ice Nine is that the molecules are arranged in a different pattern when they freeze, so that it has a higher melting point, and that melting point is about 114 degrees. Which, most places on the earth don't get that warm. And even if they temporarily did, it would quickly go back to being Ice 9. So, you can see why it's a bad thing that this molecule got out and got into all of the water in the world. At the end of the book, the narrator and a couple of people are surviving. They're doing their best. And yeah, I don't know what the moral of this story is. I think the book got its name from a game that Dr. Honeyker liked to play with string called Cat's Cradle, and apparently it is a real game. I had never heard of it before I read the book, but yeah, apparently it's a real game. I looked it up once, and honestly I don't remember the point of the game. But if you want a mind tease, if you want to try and figure something out, read this book, Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I think that might be the correct pronunciation. If you know how to pronounce his name, please tell me how in the comments. If you know what the moral of this story is, please tell me in the comments. If you have any interesting articles to read about the author or the book, please put them in the comments. I would love to learn more about this book. It was very interesting, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about this book. The back of the book says that it's a satirical commentary on modern man and his madness. And I do believe that. I would believe that this book is satire. Probably, I don't know. I had half a thought and then I lost it. Yeah, tonight is a shorter video. I don't really have the energy to go more in depth, but I do like this book. It's fairly short. Give it a read, borrow it from your local library if you don't want to buy it. As always, this video is to raise awareness for the GoFundMe that I made for my sister after she broke her back. The first Off Topic Tuesday video in the playlist Off Topic Tuesday gives more information about the situation. The information is a little bit outdated. I might release a new video talking about it. The link to the GoFundMe is in the description. Please check it out. If you're able to, please donate. Please share it with your friends. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. If you have ideas for a book you want me to talk about, I'll take your suggestions if I've read the book. If I haven't read the book, I will look it up, and if it sounds interesting, I'll add it to my reading list. As a reminder, anyone who donates can suggest a topic for Off Topic Tuesday. That topic can be anything that YouTube will allow me to talk about and that I feel comfortable talking about. I'm not going to give you a comprehensive list, just use your best judgment. Thank you, and I will talk to you later.